So again, to a creative person, to me, I think that's gold. Is music to their ears. Like, I mean, J.J. Abrams calls us the gold standard because it's his art, and we're going to make it look good. And then we're doing it with concerts, and now we're doing it with sports. And so with sports, the interesting thing is, who is the filmmaker and the artist in sports? And I would argue it's the league itself. It's their product, it's their thing, and the actors are the players. And so how do we make the actors look great, make the thing go better? The trick is, and honestly, we haven't figured this part out yet, where does it get monetized? I was retired. I'm on Vancouver Island, basically kayaking with orcas. That's what I do. And then IMAX said, hey, would you want to come back? And I've always been a fan of IMAX. I've worked with the company. I think anybody globally is like, I remember seeing Jaws. And I remember seeing Star Wars. Like, I mean, kind of this, it's iconic in its presentation. So in coming back, the question was like, hey, we want to elevate programming for live. We want to take live to a level that it's never been done before.
Live on IMAX.
Yes.
Okay. Can't be done.
Yeah, and that was a question. But one of the things about IMAX is we consider ourselves pioneers. So early days when we came up with the format of 70 millimeter, 75 millimeter was like, couldn't be done. We had to pull it sideways. And then most recently, when Christopher Nolan said, I want to shoot black and white film, it didn't exist for that. So we had Kodak make it so that we could make that movie. And then just this past year, a couple things we did was the NBA in China wanted to grow the game. So one thing that can happen is they're never going to play the finals in China. The fans aren't going to fly to the U.S. to see a championship. So what's the next best thing? So they approached us and said, hey, could we, in your theaters in China, play the NBA finals live? Right? And so challenge accepted. We had some interesting dilemmas because one of the theaters only had 50 megabits of public Wi-Fi available to the team. And so we challenge accepted. We were able to implement some technologies. In that one theater, we were able to do it at 16 megabits per second to make it look flawless on a 70-foot screen. I can tell you, we were very nervous in doing this, but it was one theater we could lock down if needed. The other ones, we had better connection.
Well, wait a minute. You're talking this. I've got a 70-foot screen, give or take, 25 feet.
Yeah.
And I've got standard production gear, which is shooting HD maybe. Are we having to put special cameras on the playoffs?
No, we literally are taking the broadcast feed directly from ESPN.
And you bit doubling it, or how are you getting it to fill so it doesn't look like a disaster when it's spread out to 70 feet?
A lot of those things, and we call it enhancement. So in the theatrical world, we call it digital media remastering, so on titles. But in live, it's digital enhancement. So it is adding color depth, it's adding detail, it's doing the different pieces, which again, 10 years ago, this wasn't possible. But now we can do it. And so then the trick was we had to do it at the speed of live.
I'm a media creator, so I wouldn't recognize a projection system if the projector dropped on my foot. But I know how to create video. Mm-hmm. If I wanted to create a program that I wanted IMAX to distribute, and let's pretend that it's a program that IMAX would want to distribute, okay, what do I have to do? What do I do differently?
I'm glad you said that IMAX would want to produce, because we have a very strict on what we do. It's got to be worth watching.
Let's assume that.
Yeah. So number one is, capture it in the highest fidelity that you can. The thing is why people like Nolan love the film camera, because technically it's 18,000 pixels per frame. So number one, start with the highest you can capture it at. The things we tell people that are producing, don't fix it in post. Set up the environment, get the lighting right. You can't make a red look different in post. So why not just make sure that the costume, everything is done the right way, and then once that's done, because then when we have it, we don't have to do as much to it to make it. And one of the things is we have a technology called vision science that we use at IMAX, which is literally how do humans perceive pictures. And that tells a lot, because again, we're really good at knowing when something's not right. You're probably like me. We have a lot of brain work that we do all the time. And so an escape is entertainment. It's like, I'm going to go transport myself to another place. A sports event is the same thing. So again, when you're producing, it's not the technical aspects. It's like, what are you capturing in your frames? Are you thinking about emotion as you're capturing
Well,
frames?
yeah, but let's back up a step.
Yeah.
let's assume that I have a clue about how to create
Yeah.
emotionally engaging content that people want to watch.
Right.
And I have now got a really great story,
Right.
a live story that the world wants to see.
Okay.
And IMAX says, this is a great story. The world wants to see it. We want to distribute it. What do I need to do different for you that I wouldn't do for myself?
So you would do exactly what you would do. We would just help you calibrate it so that it's closest to the intent that you wanted on that.
It sounds very much like the role Technicolor played in color film.
Yeah, very similar.
Is that the director knew the story they wanted to tell, but Technicolor told them the technical stuff they needed to be able to achieve the color.
Yes.
Do you require a special output, special file format?
Whatever, however you do it, however you master it, we'll take that. And when you brought that analogy of Technicolor, it's also very akin to THX with Dolby. So you have a technology, but THX tunes it, calibrates it, makes sure it's there. And there's always this running joke about when THX won an Academy Award for the sound, but the underlying technology was Dolby. But how does the tuner make more money and win an Academy Award than the company that's actually got the tech? So I would say we're more of that. We're helping to tune it for where it's going to play out.
But we haven't really talked about new stuff that you're announcing here at the show. What have you got at NAB we should pay attention to?
The announcement is we're expanding to live programming. And so what in the world that when we were looking at it, if you're streaming stuff for titles and movies and all that kind of stuff, it's easy to get it in 4K HDR. That's the standard. And everybody's home, they have a 4K HDR TV. That's the norm. In the world of sports, you know, when Fox was doing the Super Bowl, and I shouldn't call out names, but I'm going to, and they're like, oh, we're going to deliver it technically in 1080p and upsample it at the end to 4K.
Or even Fox. Fox shoots 720.
Yeah.
And how are you going to take 720 and move that up to 4K and have it look good?
I think that was the big breakthrough when we did the theaters, is that while we needed more to do the 70-foot screen, we were able to, in that one theater, to bring it down to a bit rate that now is realistic. A 16 is realistic to deliver at home, and it actually becomes a little bit easier on a 70-inch screen to pull it off. And then now the question is, you know, IMAX has been monetizing premium for forever, and so we get more at the box office. People go to it. Filmmakers love it. Can we monetize in the world of home entertainment streaming? Because what we've seen and heard is it's a race to zero. No one wants to spend $1 to get a streaming service. It'll be ad-supported or whatever. But sports, ticket prices for Sunday Ticket, NFL Ticket and Center Ice, they're all going up year over year. So fans actually, they don't seem to care about price when it's their team. And so we're just saying if it's worth watching and whatever, why not bump it up? We have more bandwidth available to us than we did before. So we're coming in and saying, let's raise the bar. Like, let's just move it up. And, you know, if we can monetize it, I think everybody will be in.
How would you summarize the key features from a media creator's point of view of working with IMAX?
Yeah, from media creators, I think it's we respect your art. Like, that, you know, we talk about white glove at our company. Like, it's your art being delivered in our medium or into somebody else's. So that's the key piece. And so with sports, the interesting thing is who is the filmmaker and the artist in sports? And I would argue it's the league itself. It's their product, it's their thing, and the actors are the players. And so how do we make the actors look great? Make the thing go better? The trick is, and honestly, we haven't figured this part out yet, where does it get monetized? Who's going to pay? So that's kind of what we're announcing, what we're going through. We're getting a ton of traction from the leagues. So that's a step one, which is akin to a filmmaker. Step two is who owns the rights, and can they make more money if they deliver a higher premium version of it?
Fascinating.
Yeah.
Saj, thank you so very much.
Oh, no, thank you for having me. This was great.